Let's talk about some duties owed by an agent to a principal. There's going to be duties owed by both parties to each other. We'll run through all of these, see all these great things. Make sure you memorize these and you're familiar. You can think of examples. So the relationship between a principal and an agent entails specific rights and duties for both parties. The agent owes certain duties to the principal, and the principal owes certain duties to the agent. Makes sense. Everyone's got rights here. First, we've got loyalty. The agent has a duty to act solely in the interest of the principal. And if you work for an employer, you owe that employer your duty of time and care and what you're doing. That's very important there. And avoid any conflicts of interest or kickbacks. For example, a real estate agent must prioritize the client's interests and not accept any undisclosed commissions for a sale of a property to a seller. Obedience, the agent must obey all reasonable directions given by the principal. Reasonable directions. If you work for an accounting firm, they say go demolish a building. Yeah, that's not reasonable. Example: if a principal instructs their sales agent to focus on selling a specific product line, the agent must follow that direction. And lastly, reasonable care. We see here the agent has a duty not to be negligent in carrying out their responsibilities. For example, a financial advisor must exercise due diligence when recommending investment options to their client. If you work in that industry, I feel like this phrase is thrown around a lot. Don't recommend something that you wouldn't recommend to your own family members. Now, obviously, within the realm of what the person wants. Obviously, your family member might not be a ultra billionaire who wants risky investments. Some more here. We've got the duty to account. Now, again, I would definitely recommend memorizing all of these. The agent must not commingle their property with the principal's property and must maintain accurate records. For example, here, a property manager must keep separate bank accounts for their personal funds and the rental income they collect on behalf of the property owner. So if you're going out there collecting money for your principal, you should keep that money separate. Do not commingle that. Let's talk about subagents. Well, if the agent is permitted to hire a subagent, so you got an agent of an agent of an agent. It's actually a very interesting history video I watched at some point where an assassin hired an assassin who hired an assassin. There was like 5 layers to it. I think it had something to do with in Japan with the Yakuza. If you're ever interested in history, it was a very, very interesting story. I'm not going to go into it here. Now, obviously, that assassinations are illegal, so that's not a valid option here. But let's say you hire a real estate agent who hires another real estate agent who is better equipped to handle the situation. The sub-agent owes a duty of care to both the principal and the agent. When you could have multiple layers of sub-agents, I could hire someone to sell something, and then that person knows someone who's more equipped to sell it, and that person knows someone who's more equipped to sell it. Obviously, the deeper you get in that, the more complicated it gets, and everyone needs to make sure they get their fair share. But that is allowed if the original agent says, sure, you can hire sub-agents. You'd have to run that by and make sure everything there is correct. Now, we've got a literary agent who doesn't have the time to handle all aspects of a client's book deal, may hire a sub-agent to negotiate foreign rights. The sub-agent must act in the best interests of the author, who's the principal, and the primary agent, providing diligent service and fair negotiations. That's very true. If you've got a hit book and you want to get it out to multiple countries and translated, you as an agent, you're a big shot in your big office, might hire an agent in Japan and Italy, right? All these different countries to deal with that specific distribution of the book in those countries, because probably don't know how to handle distribution in every country, let alone maybe even each of the 50 states. Duty to inform. The agent has a duty to keep the principal informed about relevant matters concerning the agency relationship. So, for example, an insurance agent must promptly inform the client about any changes in policy terms or premiums. If a client's insurance coverage is going to be canceled or non-renewed, the agent must notify the client well in advance. That's probably through a automated email, but maybe you do get a call and say, hey, yeah, your insurance is going to run out. Please confirm that you've heard this message. And lastly, a duty of confidentiality. We're going to keep running through different rights and duties owed, but I keep saying lastly because it's the last one on the slide. You can tell I'm losing my mind a little bit. Hopefully you're not losing your mind. I'm trying to keep you invigorated here. The agent must protect the principal's confidential information and not disclose it to unauthorized third parties. So, for example, a patent agent representing an inventor in securing a patent must keep the details of the invention confidential, and that would be very bad if they leaked the information there, and not disclose them to others without the inventor's consent. This includes not only the invention's technical details, but also the status and the strategy of the patent application. Makes sense. Pretty straightforward. Let's keep moving along. We're going to deal with the rights of a principal. Hey there. Are you ready to not only pass your CPA exams, but truly understand and enjoy the material while studying? I know it seems impossible, right? Especially to enjoy the material? We'll do it together. Tap into the power of CPA.examprep.ai, where we've got personalized quizzes, multiple choice questions, memorization guides, flashcards, simulations, all tailored to your learning. Our adaptive study planning puts you on the fastest path to success and lifts you back up if you fall behind. Avoid wasting your precious time and money attempting an exam with a low chance of passing, because who wants that? We want to get you through this process as quick as possible. Our exam readiness prediction lets you walk in with confidence, knowing that you're prepared for success on exam day. Thankfully, there's no payment method needed to get started, so why don't you come join us? Visit cpa.examprep.ai and let's achieve your exam success together.